Well, here's a little project for you. It's an everyday carry pen to go in your Leatherman Wave, Wave Plus, any of them that take these sort of flattened hex tools. I've just made it out of mild steel and used the inside of a pen, just a standard ballpoint pen. I think they come in a few different sizes, but I'll come up with the dimensions in a minute. It goes in the tool holder there, and the back of the tool holder keeps the inside of the pen pushed forwards so that the nib doesn't disappear when you write with it. You can pop the nib inside if you want to keep the ink from drying out a little bit more, and as you can see there, pushes it forward when it's all clipped in. That also helps when if you're going to keep it in the sheath there, you can tuck the nib away to stop it drawing things in your pocket. You never know what sort of pictures are going to come up. It'll also fold up into the tool, and I'll show you some photos of that too. So here it is. I've just used mild steel, and I used a lathe and a milling machine to help me, but you could file this down by hand without too much difficulty. There's not a lot of metal here to work with. So you're starting off with a piece of rod. It's better to start with that rather than a piece of plate, because getting the hole down the middle here is going to be the critical part. You haven't got much room. It's 7.1 millimeters. You could get away with 7, and 28.8 long. And here you can see a bit of the difficulty. You've got a 7/64 hole to get down the middle there. That's 2.8 millimeters. But the whole thing is only going to be 3.2 millimeters wide, 1/8 inch. So that leaves you about 0.2 millimeters either side of the hole, and so that's going to be the tricky part. Now, if you do that with a piece of round bar, then you can file it down by eye and keep it away from the hole. Whereas if you start with a bit of flat stock and try and drill that accurately, you're pretty likely to burst out through the sides. Drill that hole about 25 mil deep, and that'll be obvious why when we come up to a couple of photos at a time. In the other end is a 2 mil hole. It's 5/64, and you just drill that through to meet the bigger hole. You can also see about halfway down there is a little detent, and that just holds it in place inside the Leatherman holder. It's got a little spring in there that pushes into that detent and holds it in. So 25 mil for that hole. You can see there you want your pen to be 25 mil long on the plastic, and 31.8 total. That's the 31.8 is exactly the same length as all of the tools in the Leatherman range. And there it is installed. You can put it in any way that you like. If you have it this way out, then the pen's out obviously, but if you put it the other way in, the nib disappears at the end and keeps it from drying out a little bit as well. Both ways will fold up inside the Leatherman like that. So once you've filed down your round stock after you've drilled your holes through, then all you've got to do is file on these little flats to get it to match the hex and put the detents in, and then sharpen the end to any shape you like really, but just to make it more easy to see the nib when you're writing. And that's about it. Project done, and then you've got a pen whenever you need it. Cool. I'll see you on the next one.